name, Dr. Richard Kimball. The destination, Death Row State Prison. The irony, Richard Kimball is innocent. Proved guilty, what Richard Kimball could not prove was that moments before discovering his murdered wife's body, he saw a one-armed man running from the vicinity of his home. Richard Kimball ponders his fate as he looks at the world for the last time and sees only darkness. But in that darkness, fate moves its huge hand.
The Fugitive. A QM production, starring David Jansen as the Fugitive. With guest stars Telly Savalas, Joanna Frank, Don Kiefer. Tonight's episode, Where the Action Is.
Reno, the biggest little city in the world. A town for all seasons. A town for all tastes. Dude Ranch, divorce or dice, take your pick. For every purse, for every age, Reno has something for everyone. For Richard Kimball, fugitive. Another name, another job.
Come on, Jimbo!
Come on,
Shaggy!
Come on, for Yale, for country, come on!
Woo!
The old college try. It's all right, we needed reinforcements anyway, all around. It's bad luck, isn't it? To drop a martini with your right hand?
If any of you clowns get out of line again, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, all right?
Oh, are you kidding?
Try me.
You heard, big brother.
Hey, mister, isn't he better? Watch.
That's a lot better. Practice on the other side, will you, son?
It's amazing how he listens to you. His father can't do anything with him.
Hey, doggy. What? Come on, Chris, are you come on.
Boy, hey!
I told you, no clowning.
Big brother says no.
No.
No clowning. Now stop clowning, you clown.
Hey! I must have smacked his head. I'm sorry.
I'll talk to you when I come out. Come on. Hey, you almost kicked yourself out of the pool, didn't you?
Darling, are you all right? Huh?
Now, let's have a look at you. Come on. Sit up.
It's those kids today. They have absolutely no respect for anybody. Boy, I'm going to talk to that girl.
You have to stand in line. You feel dizzy, son? Come on. You're all right.
I don't know how to thank you.
Well, that's all right. It's part of the job.
Well, but you were quick, sure, and nice. I'm going to talk to the management about you. Come on, darling. Let's find Daddy. It's near dinner time. Come on. Mr. Gaines forgets everything when he's gambling.
She leave? I guess she did.
Well, when your father owns a joint.
He's Dan Polachek's kid. He lets you get away with it?
Well, you've been around for a while.
Polachek. Yes, I want to see him.
You have the release? Come back soon and don't go near the water. I'll get you a taxi.
Mrs. Gaines?
Oh, she's in a hurry. She just stole $1,000 for injury to her son.
The boy was fine when he left the pool.
Well, he couldn't hold his dinner tonight. Look, if it's a concussion, 1,000 buys us off cheap.
Mr. Polachek, it wasn't a concussion. She knew it wasn't. When she left the pool, she was relieved, very grateful.
Well, that was without benefit of counsel. Her husband's a lawyer. Drop 600 on the wheel, saw a chance to recoup.
Dad, I'm gonna need some
You'll
money.
have to wait. I'm busy. Now, look. The reason I sent for you. The boy's mother said some fresh young kids. You get the names?
No, sir, I didn't.
What, did you ask?
I was too busy with the boy. I thought he might be hurt. When I came out, they'd gone.
They hurt a boy and just walked off? What a cheap trick.
Well, it's just what you'd expect, I guess.
What kind of people are they?
What Mrs. Gaines said, fresh young kids.
You ought to run them out.
And if they come back, I will.
I'm Chris Polachek. If my father ever remembers his manners.
Yeah, Jerry Shelton, the new man at the pool.
I'll have to start swimming again.
Remember, be careful. That's what this whole business is. 10% smart. The rest is being careful. All right, that's all.
Where did you buy that?
Now, don't try any funny stuff like with the last one. Just stay away from him and leave him alone.
Money. $1 silver for your thoughts. Or do you always put your money on don't pass?
I don't gamble.
Smart. You can't beat the house.
And you're the house.
If you told my father about this afternoon, he'd have screamed at me and fired you. And I wouldn't want you to be fired. Do you like martinis?
It all depends.
You're right. You're absolutely 100% right. You shouldn't drink martinis any old time. Just before dinner and during dinner.
And after dinner.
You're reading my teapot. Go get some glasses. You don't like me. On account of the boy?
Well, he could have been hurt this afternoon.
But he wasn't.
He was sick tonight.
I sent him a box of candy. Now, will you take off your halo and get some glasses? All right. Vital statistics. Chris. Not Christine, just Chris. 36, 24, 36. Age, no legal barriers. Education, finishing school. You name them, they finished me. Jerry Shelton. Married?
Nope.
Involved?
What is this, an inquisition?
Oh, college man. Well, what are you doing here?
I don't think you'd be interested.
Try me.
How many of those you had since dinner?
Who counts after 5? The Chris Polachek special, 6 to 1. Do you think that's too dry?
For me.
We could wet them down. Let's wet them down, old Shelley. From the outside.
The pool is closed.
Only to guests.
No, the pool is closed to everyone. I like this job. I want to keep it. And no rude, drunken brat's gonna spoil it for me. Go back where you belong and tell your father to wipe your nose.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, they brought it back from the cleaners. Would you hang it up for me, please?
Did you wear this dress last night?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Ticket said received at 1 a.m. Isn't that kind of late for a valet call?
You advertised 24-hour service.
What's this doing here?
What?
This.
Oh, that. I wore it up from the pool last night.
Why?
Well, I had to wear something.
I want to know what happened.
All right. All right, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I had a few drinks, and I went for a swim. I just forgot to take my dress off, that's all. And that new lifeguard came in after me and dragged me out and slapped my face and gave me his robe and sent me home. And that's exactly what happened. Now, you can think anything you want.
It's not what I want to think. It's what you make me think.
Get out. Please.
Come on in.
Oh, you had your breakfast sent down, huh?
They told me I could.
Of course. Except that most pool men we've had couldn't wait to get up to the action. I want to talk to you. Put on your robe and come outside.
I haven't got a robe.
Well, you should have. The hotel supplies them. Some of the pool men we've had were pretty sensitive to the sun.
Well, I like the sun.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I had the feeling that you'd be more at home in the dark.
You're talking about last night.
Yes. I'm talking about last night.
Came down to the pool. Had a few martinis. Jumped in the pool with all her clothes on. I fished her out, put my robe around her, and sent her home, that's all.
She said you slapped her face.
She had it coming.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hello.
Shelley, it's me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. The pool doesn't open till 9 o'clock.
Listen, I want to talk to you.
I don't make the rules, ma'am.
Shelley, will you listen?
No, ma'am.
Last pool man we had was pretty ambitious. Good looking. She thought she was in love with him. Cost me $10,000 to buy him off.
You making me an offer?
No, you've only been here one day. She can't be that involved. All I gotta do is fire you, boot you out, and forget it. Except that I want you to stay. Any man's got sense enough to slap her down, well.
You don't like her much, do you?
The point is, don't you?
Operator.
Miss Polachek, please.
Thank you.
Hello.
Shelley?
Is that when you called your father was standing right here?
I thought he might be. I wanted to tell you that...
Do me a favor, will you? No calls, no conversations, nothing. You got playmates, go and play with them.
Thanks, Julie. She called him a few minutes ago.
I know. I was there. He fluffed her off. Doesn't even like her.
Just called her back.
Fire him.
I don't want to be around. She'll tear the place apart. Then she'll pull out. Are you ready to write her off? Maybe you could sell him on leaving. There's always something you can hang it on.
Maybe. All right, go down to personnel and give me his file. Telly, how are you? Nice to see you.
Taxi?
I'm waiting for the hotel car.
Oh, I'm a lot faster into town.
I'm off till tomorrow.
And more comfortable.
I'll rough it.
Get in. Or should I tell my father you got out of line? Going into town to meet somebody?
Pick up a few things before the stores close. You're gonna visit a sick friend? Flowers.
A friend. A hotel grows more flowers than it can use. Like everything else about my father. Too much.
Too much daughter.
He talked about me this morning.
Huh?
Warned you to stay away from me.
Well.
He's right. I'm poison. Now, where can I drop you?
Maybe I'm going off the deep end, but it just seemed a little too convenient. Him standing there, her picking him up. Does file show anything?
Yeah, some pretty fancy references. Hermitage, White Sulphur Springs, Camelback in Phoenix, Royal in Quebec. No picture. Person not supposed to make a picture.
I'll check it out.
We'll start with Phoenix. I know the manager.
She was very young.
So was I. She used to sing in the morning when she brushed my hair. She was beautiful and happy and full of life, and she's dead. He'll tell you she killed herself. She didn't. He killed her. With his jealousy and suspicion and his stupid pride. He killed her, nobody else.
Come in.
I got Winters from personnel at home.
And?
The reason they didn't get a picture, Shelton broke the appointment, said he was busy. Promised to come in as soon as he could.
I just talked to Quebec.
Like the rest?
Like the rest. They never heard of him.
You gonna tell Chris?
Yeah. When I catch up with her.
Sorry, it's crowded in here.
For pigs and people who eat so much.
Hey, what do you want to do, start a brawl?
I just don't like pigs. Who put that there?
Oh, that comes with the cover charge.
I don't like roses either. Somebody emptied my glass. You? Don't be silly. If it were me, I'd have ordered another. 3 more, please. You know who empties out people's glasses?
Who?
The same little fink that empties their lives.
Come off it, Chris. We can't watch the show.
You watch. She's kidding. You'd think she was stripping off a mustard plaster. I could peel an apple with more effect.
Why not?
I dare you.
Come on, get down there.
If you were mine, so help me, I give you a lesson you wouldn't sit down for a week.
Barney, how vulgar.
Pulling a stunt like this on your father, trying to make a patsy out of me, isn't it tough enough trying to make a few bucks in this joint without having Dan Polachek on my back? Now, come on. Come on, you too, young lady. Come on. Come on.
All bets down. All bets down. All right, no more bets. Number 1, red.
New shooter's coming out now. Win or lose, dice are rolling. Five, is in on mark 5.
Has Polachek been around?
I haven't seen her. Sorry.
Ben Haddock. Maybe you remember me? The other night with Mrs. Gaines?
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm sort of an assistant to Mr. Polachek. No title on the door, no carpet on the floor. Sort of unofficial, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
$500. Traveling money.
Am I traveling?
Tomorrow morning, L.A., 9 o'clock plane. Let's go down and pack.
Is it the girl?
You'll have to ask the boss.
I'd like to.
He's not available. Like I said, let's go down and pack.
You waited up for me. Well, I'm deeply touched.
Just got a call from Bonnie at the swing shift.
He's cute.
The kind of call a father loves to get. Telling him his beloved daughter is advertising her rottenness all over town.
It's late. I'm going to bed.
What are you trying to do to me?
What did she ever do to you?
Now, look, I've got something here. Position, respect. Nobody handed them to me. It took 20 years out of my life. And you're not going to turn it into nothing. I keep hoping. I don't know why. I keep telling myself you'll change.
Marcy, will you get me the pool?
Hello.
Shelley? You asleep?
No, just cleaning up.
You must have thought I was a kook. I mean, at the cemetery.
No, don't worry about it.
Shelley, can I come down?
It's late.
In the morning?
I won't be here in the morning.
Why not?
Ask your father.
Shelley? Shelley?
You didn't have to check. He's doing his job.
What did you want? I asked you a question. What did you want?
What difference does it make?
Not much. You'll be gone in 10 minutes.
She wants some answers.
She'll get them.
Like she did before?
Before, it's none of your business.
But now, as Mr. Polachek, I'm getting a pretty fast shuffle, you know.
You're getting everything you're entitled to.
And more. That's on account of me.
Oh, you're wrong. You gave me a phony set of references. I have to let him go.
For the $500 bonus.
I'll call it severance pay.
Severance from what? From me? Did you give him a chance to explain? He doesn't have the slightest interest in me. I told you this morning.
And this afternoon, he was waiting for you. You took him for a ride, huh?
He's always had a filthy mind.
You've always given me good enough reasons. With anything that came along, like an alley cat.
You've got it all figured, haven't you? Well, all right. Go ahead. Run him out. But if you do, you're running me out, too.
Now, look. I'm not running you out. You want to leave.
I do?
When a man gives me a set of phony references, it's 1,000-to-1 he's hiding something. Now, I don't know what it is, but I can dig it out. You stay, and I promise you I'll dig out the truth. Otis can drive me into town with the house car.
You'll lose it.
Well, the odds with the house.
She must mean an awful lot to you.
Get him out of here.
Why don't you tell her sometime?
Yes?
I'm sorry to get you up this late, but I've got to talk to Mr. Shelton.
Shelton?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Shelton, and I've got to see him before he leaves.
Ain't nobody named Shelton signed in here.
He's got to be here. He came in about an hour ago in a car from the Rainbow.
You mean Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes, that's him. I'm positive. If you'll just tell me which room. Well, it's all right. I'm Mrs. Wilkerson.
You just said your name was Shelton.
Well, it is. That's our real name, Shelton. Well, you see, we had a quarrel this evening, and, well, he was flying out in the morning anyhow, so he came over here and used another name, and, well, it's the first quarrel we've ever had.
Cabin 7 across the court. And see you don't wake up nobody else.
Shelley? 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 It's polite to ask a lady in.
The lady wouldn't be standing out there.
Please.
Don't you ever think of anyone else? You know what your father'd do to me if he knew you were here?
You're scared?
Yeah, scared. Cut me up in about 4 million pieces, scatter them all over the state. You get it through your head, I'm running.
You wouldn't have to anymore. Shelley, let's go wake up some sleepy old judge.
Judge?
You're very attractive, I'll admit, but I didn't drive all the way out here to suggest a sordid little adventure. I'm proposing a decent and honorable marriage.
Why?
I told you. You're attractive, you're nice, and I like you.
And you want to hurt your father? You know, have you ever taken a good look at yourself? I mean, you're overindulged, you're overprotective.
That's not so.
There isn't anything you wouldn't do, anyone you wouldn't use to get your hooks in them and rip them apart. Thank you. Very much, thank you. But just leave me out of it. I got enough trouble of my own.
Am I so hard to take?
I didn't say that.
I've got a nice figure. I read a lot. Most men even think that
I'm not most men.
I know, that's why I thought that perhaps we could help each other.
Look, Chris, just forget it, will you? It's no good. It's not even what you want. Suppose you're wrong the way you feel about your father. No, it happens. People do funny things. They build up one emotion to hide another.
There's nothing to hide. I hate him.
And you think he hates you?
Ask him.
I have. Yeah, I have. You want to know something? You're his whole world.
I'm sure. He tells me every day.
When's the last time you gave him a chance? Chris, don't run from him. Don't run from yourself. Take a little advice from me. I'm an expert on running. Sure, he's big and he's tough and he doesn't give an inch. Where do you think you got it from? One of you's gonna have to make the first move. Go back and talk it out with him. You can be there before he knows you're gone.
Just had a hunch. Thought I'd look in on her.
Anybody see her go through the lobby?
It's Gordon. He took her bags to the car. Now, what about Otis?
He's on his way up. Dan, you don't know she went after Shelton. You got no proof.
She said she was going to run out on me. Yes?
Did you want to see me, Mr. Polachek?
Ben sent a man into town tonight. Where'd you take him?
Well, I didn't take him into town exactly. You told me to take him wherever he wanted to go.
Where did he want to go?
The airport.
The airport? His plane doesn't leave till morning.
Well, I guess he knew that. He asked me to drop him at this motel.
What motel?
The, Airway Motel on Carter Boulevard.
Did you tell anyone you went out there tonight?
Only Chris. She came over and asked me.
Operator.
Marcy,
Yes, sir.
we're the Airway Motel.
Shelley, I'm scared. I never should have made you come along.
Nobody held a gun on me.
I just couldn't have gone back alone, honest.
I know.
Besides, if you're right, he couldn't possibly be angry.
The police can be angry. You're doing about 70.
I thought I was just poking along. You worry about the police. Was it serious?
Well, I wouldn't want to get picked up.
It's hard to believe you did anything wrong.
I didn't. I just couldn't prove it.
Now I'll always wonder about you. Where you are and what you're doing.
Well, I can write you every 4th of July.
I'll pull over. You get out and run.
They're too close. Relax. Remember, I came along for the ride.
Officer, I'm terribly sorry. It's just that, well, it's so late and we were talking and I never dreamed I was speeding.
I didn't say you were.
Well, then why did you stop me?
Is your name Shelton?
Yes.
Both hands on the car. In there. Oh, you were right. He had it. You want to sign the complaint now?
No. Let me have a minute with him first.
Sure.
Oh, you were right, Mr. Polachek. The odds are with the house.
You were stupid to take the $500.
He didn't take it. You gave it to him. You had no right to go after him.
He wasn't after me. Well, go on and tell her. Go on and tell her that you couldn't stand losing her no matter what you did to me. Oh, tell her the truth.
Chris, maybe if we could talk.
There's nothing to talk about.
Well, there's you to talk about. What you're doing to yourself.
What you're doing to me. What you did to my mother when you kicked her out.
I didn't kick her out. She walked out. It's in the court record.
Your record. Your court. A little country court. A little country town. With a closed hearing behind locked doors so nobody would notice that big Dan Polachek was buying himself a little divorce.
That's true.
From a little judge who took a little extra and gave him custody of the child.
He gave you to her.
Who sold you the right and the... What did you say?
He felt the hotel might be bad for you. He thought you should be with your mother.
You're lying.
You can read it in the transcript.
My mother didn't take me. Why?
She didn't want you.
Don't you say that about my mother. Don't you talk that way about my mother. I won't listen. I won't.
Now, you stay.
You let go of me. Let go of me. This is none of your business.
It's none of my business. You dragged me in here. I don't suppose it matters to you what happens to me out there. It matters to me. Now, you got me in. Now, you get me out.
All she wanted was a boyfriend. He was one of my dealers. He wasn't the first. They took 30,000 cash when they skipped. The money lasted 8 months. The boyfriend lasted 8 months and 2 days. I found out what happened from the San Francisco police. They called me and told me what she did to herself. I went and brought her home. I felt that if I buried her here...
Why didn't you tell me?
She was your mother. You loved her.
And you loved me. You loved me that much. I'd like to go home now.
Mother?
Yes, Mr. Polachek.
Well, I'm afraid I loused you up. This money didn't cover my cash box. I only use new bills.
He said he knew all about running.
Yeah. The dice come up that way sometimes. Too bad, a good life wasted.
Not all of it. Not all of it wasted.
Some 600 passengers will depart the Reno airport today. Some are flying on business, some for pleasure, some for urgent personal reasons. One man, as always, is flying for his life. Richard Kimball, fugitive.